guys, what's up? This is Joy Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today on this video we are going to talk about self-driving vehicles, which is called as SDVs in short form. So we will talk about what is SDV, what is the brief history of the self-driving self-driving vehicles, and we will see the levels of the self-driving vehicles. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So what is the history of SDV technology? Here SDV means self-driving vehicle. So the concept of the concept of a self-driving vehicle may seem like a purely modern invention, but a sketch made by Leonardo da Vinci over 500 years ago suggests otherwise. The following shows a self-propelled car powered by coiled springs and featuring programmable steering based on an arrangement of wooden pegs. In 2004, Paolo Galuzzi, a director of the Institute and Museum of the History of Science in Florence, oversaw a project to build a walking model based on the design created by Da Vinci around 1478. The idea of SDVs resurfaced at the 1939 New York World's Fair in the Futurama exhibit sponsored by the General Motors Corporation. The installation captured the people's imagination with its vision of the world. So this is the brief history of the self-driving vehicle. It was first sketched by the Leonardo da Vinci, who was the biggest artist. And now let's see what is the self-driving vehicle. What is the definition of self-driving vehicle? Sometimes we call it as a autonomous vehicle, driverless vehicle, or self-driving vehicle. So different people may call it in a different ways. So let's start. Some may interpret it as a vehicle that travels completely independently without requiring a driver at all. Others may imagine a vehicle that travels on its own, making autonomous decisions, but that still requires a human driver sitting behind the wheel ready to act in the event of an emergency. The whole concept of a driving on its own may seem extraordinarily complex, but the idea behind it is quite simple and lies well within the remit of current technology. Consider for a moment the processes involved in the driving a vehicle. To begin with, you choose your destination and decide how to get there from your starting point. Then you start driving, keeping an eye on your surroundings at all times. This includes static objects such as buildings, trees, road signs, and parked cars, as well as dynamic objects such as pedestrians, moving cars, and animals. Every now and then, one of these objects may block the road, which will require you to react in one way or another. In the meantime, you, as the driver, are using all the available mechanisms within the vehicle to propel it in the required direction, while obeying the rules of the roads. Described in this way, it seems feasible that some of these steps could be performed without human intervention. And indeed, many of the vehicles around us today are automated to a certain degree. Aeroplanes, trains, and ships all exhibit some degree of autonomy. By applying the computing power we already have at our disposal and combining it with reliable sensors, intelligent algorithms, as well as other components, it is possible to replicate the act of driving. To provide clarity and a level playing field in the SDV industry, bodies such as the US Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which is in short called as NHTSA, and the German Federal Highway Research Institute BAST have published definitions of SDVs based on the degree of automation. One of the most widely used references is the J3016 Driving Automation Taxonomy published by Society for Automotive Engineers SAE International, which describes 6 levels of autonomous vehicles ranging from no automation to full automation as summarized in this table as shown. It starts with level 0, where the driver performs and monitors all aspects of the driving task and the vehicle's systems only intervene to provide warnings. Level 1 adds driver assistance functions, enabling the system to take over either lateral means steering or longitudinal means acceleration or deceleration control. The driver still decides when this should happen and is responsible for constantly monitoring the vehicle and manually overriding the system wherever necessary. This is the level that the bulk of today's vehicles have reached. Level 2 or partial automation. It is the first level at which the vehicle is capable of moving on its own, with the system taking over both lateral and longitudinal control in defined use cases. Again, the driver must constantly monitor what is happening and be ready to manually override the system at all times. Level 3 or conditional automation is a significant step up, as well as taking over both lateral and longitudinal control. The system is also capable of recognizing its limits and notifying the driver. The driver is no longer required to monitor the drive, but must be ready to manually override within the given time frame if the system requests it. Level 4, it is high automation. The system can take over all driving operations within a defined use case, and the driver has no part to play in either monitoring or backup. Finally, level 5 or fully automation sees the system take over the entire dynamic driving task in all use cases. This entails a fully functional vehicle that is capable of driving from a starting point to the destination without any intervention on the part of its occupants. So we have seen the brief history of self-driving vehicle. We have seen the levels of the self-driving vehicles. Now let's see what are the benefit or what benefit does SDV technology offer. Reaching SAE level 5 would make roads safer for everyone. Autonomous vehicles do not get tired or distracted. They don't drink alcohol and they don't violate traffic regulations. Compared to humans, they also think faster. All these factors could reduce the number of accidents, deaths, and the injuries on the road by eliminating human error. NHTSA figures suggest that 94% of the accidents are caused by drivers. So, self-driving vehicles clearly have the potential to improve safety. Fewer accidents should also mean lower insurance premiums. So, in this video, we have seen all about the introduction of self-driving vehicles. Hope you got some idea about the self-driving vehicles. You knew about self-driving vehicles history and all levels of the self-driving vehicles. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and if you want to share it to your friends, please do not wait. Thank you for watching my video.